What's up, people? DevSage here, and in this video I'm going to be teaching you how to create a Google Chrome AdBlocker extension. So I absolutely hate having to watch ads. They're one of my least favorite things. So that's why I have an AdBlocker extension. I thought it'd be neat to teach you how to build your own extension. So let's get started. How does an AdBlocker work? So let's say I want to watch a YouTube video. When I click on a video, Google Chrome, my browser, sends a request to YouTube saying, I want this video, give it to me. YouTube returns the video. It sounds simple, but my browser isn't only sending requests to YouTube. YouTube is telling my browser, hey, I want you to send some more requests to our advertisers, advertiser A, advertiser B, and advertiser C. And they'll give you back some ads, and we'll display those ads on the web page. Great. Now I have to deal with these annoying ads. It would be nice if I can just send a request to YouTube so I can get my video, but block any other requests to these different advertisers. And that's where ad blockers come in. Ad blockers are basically scripts that run alongside your browser that can monitor your network traffic and make sure your browser doesn't send any requests to potential advertisers. So let's jump into the code. So in our ad blocker folder here, we're going to create a file called manifest.json, which is a file that's necessary for all Chrome extensions, and it's going to contain all of the important information about our plugin. So this is going to be a JSON object, so we're going to create an empty object, and we're going to add some properties to this object. One of the properties we're going to add is called name. And this is just the name of our plugin, which we can just say DevSage AdBlocker. Another property we can add is the version, and this is just going to be version 1.0. We can also add a description. This is just going to be I don't know, DevSage AdBlocker tutorial. Our fourth property here is going to be permissions, and this is going to be an array, and this is going to be a list of all of the Chrome APIs that we want our plugin to have access to. So what do I mean by that? So let's open up Google Chrome. Let's open up developer tools, and let's go to the console, and let's type in Chrome. So this is the Chrome object. Inside of the Chrome object here are a few of its APIs that we can use to manipulate Chrome and to build extensions with. There are actually a lot more of these APIs that we can't see here because we need certain permissions to access them, and we can't access all of them directly from the browser. And those APIs are what we're going to be putting in our permissions array. So a few of the APIs that we're going to need permissions for are the web request API and the web request blocking API. We also need one more permission. This is a special permission called all URLs, and this is just saying I want to grant permissions for these APIs for all URLs. Okay, so another property we can add is our background property, which is going to be an object. This object is going to have a property called scripts, which is going to be an array. And this is going to be an array of all of our background scripts, which essentially are just scripts that run in the background that mainly contain Chrome event listeners. So the name of our background script is going to be background.js. All right. And another property we can add is the icons property, which is going to be an object. And this object is going to contain information about the icons that our extension is going to have. So there are three main sizes you have to consider. There's the 16 by 16 size, And for right now, I'm just going to put the path. We're going to create these icons later. So we're going to basically give a path to the icon. So we're going to say icons/logo 16 by 16.png. And the next size we need to consider is 48 by 48. This is going to be an icons/logo 48 by 48. And 128 pixels by 128. This is going to be icons logo 128 by 128. All right, so let's actually create those icons. So let's create our folder. I'm going to create a new folder called icons. And I actually have some icons already made, and I'm going to link these in the repository just in case you don't feel like creating your own. So here are the icons. I'm going to copy, go to my AdBlocker folder, paste those. Okay, now we have our icons for our extension. And the last property we're going to add is the manifest version. This will need to be 2. Okay, so we're done with our manifest file. So now we can move on to our background.js file. This is the only other file we're going to need. So let's create that file. So new file, background.js. And in here, we're going to be calling our Chrome APIs. So remember how I said background scripts are mainly just for adding event listeners? So we're going to add an event listener to listen for right before we want to send a request. And with this event listener, we're going to check to see where this request is going. And if it's going to a potential advertiser, we want to block it. So let's do that. So let's say chrome.webrequest.onBeforeRequest. Request should be capitalized. .add listener, not add event listener. I know it's a little different with Chrome. It's just add listener. And this is going to take in 3 arguments. The first argument is going to be a callback function. So function, it's going to take in details, which is going to contain details about the request that we are about to send. We're not actually going to use it. We're just going to return an object that says cancel true. And this essentially just blocks whatever request we are about to send. So this is cool, but right now this will be blocking all of our requests to everywhere. So what we want to do is we want to add another argument here, which is going to be an object that represents our filter. So which sites do we want to apply this callback function to? Which sites do we want to actually block? So inside of this object, we can pass in a property URLs, and it's going to be an array. And here we can list all of the URLs that we want to block requests to. So there's this one website called Zeto.com, and apparently Zeto is a really big advertising server. So it's possible that when you see an ad that it's from Zeto. So let's, for example, block any requests that would be going to Zeto. So let's go back to our file and let's block requests from Zeto. So we want to say star. We can use regular expressions here. So star : / star.zeto.com /star. And this is going to block any requests from HTTP, HTTPS, whatever. This is basically a pattern that's going to block any requests coming from anything that looks like this. All right, and there's this one more thing we have to pass in after our filters object, and it's going to be an array, and we're just going to pass in the blocking option. Okay, and our plugin is functional. We can actually run this. So how do we do that? So let's open Chrome and let's go to Chrome ://extensions, and you're going to want to make sure developer mode is on. So I have it on right now, so make sure it's on. You want to go to load unpacked, and you want to go to your AdBlocker folder, whatever folder you had it in. So I'm going to go to AdBlocker, I'm going to go to select folder, and it should load up right here. And this button is to toggle your extension on and off. And let's try to go to Zetto.com, see what it does. Look at that. Zetto.com is blocked. We were just on it not too long ago, but now that we've blocked requests to Zetto.com, we can't actually get any information back, such as an ad. So if I were to go back and disable this, refresh the page, works just fine. So I guess the question is, how do you know which sites to block? Well, that's where you're going to have to do your own research. I do have a list of sites you can filter from that I found on the internet. And so let me just copy and paste that in here. And you could just compile your own list of sites that you want to block, whether it be advertising sites or whatever. And you can just pass this in as default filters, and any requests that go to any of these sites are going to be blocked, and you won't get any information back from them. And that is a little bit about how to build an AdBlocker Chrome extension. If you like this video, leave a like. If you got any questions, leave a comment. And yeah, peace.